No, enough of that. Enough about this. Let's get the professional voice on. Let's do this stuff, huh? Oh my God, I'm stretching. I'm back. It's nice. You know, I'll talk a bit more about what's been going on. Hey, everybody, the Inside Star Citizen Review is back. You didn't think I'd miss it? I never do. Come hell or high water, I'm here with you guys on the Inside Star Citizen Review. Thank you, Tech. Bless you. Bless you, Techno. The faithful are here. I've been gone for nearly a month from family crises in 2021 as it comes smashing through my facial region. It didn't sound right at all, but there will be lots to discuss, but let's have fun today. Let's chill out today. Bring your drinks if you're here live. I hope you've got your refreshments to get you nice and, you know, you've been parched. You've been parched. And now you can be liquidated? That's probably not the correct thing to say. Thank you, MG. Thank you for that subscription. Oh my goodness, we're starting out with a train. We might have to edit this out on the actual YouTube version, but let's just enjoy it here right now. Thank you for all the gifting that just happened. I think it was Kilowatt that did that. Who did that? Is that Kilowatt? I gotta respect the person that just gifted a whole bunch of subs. Who exactly did all this gifting of sorts? I'm hoping I'm saying it right, that it is Kilowatt. You know how I am with technology, everybody. What's up, Anarchy? Thank you, Kilowatt. You're awesome, bro. Look at it. Look at all the fam just coming in. Sha sha sha. I love it. I love it. It feels good. Oh, revitalizing me with the energy that I need. Woo! Good to see you, Anarchy. Oh, this is a celebration of sorts. Yes, a celebration. Thank you, J-Dubs. This is one hell of a way to come back, guys. Thank you so much. Sláinte. I hate to stop the giving, but we'll get the show started here in a moment. Let's just, everybody settle down. Everybody settle down after this. Thank you so much, Dutch. What's going on? And the dames. You guys. Oh, man. Man. Oh, God. We know it's serious business. When he gets on there, serious business is confirmed. Thank you, Kill. I love that kid. Thank God I'm not his parent, man. What would I do? What would I do?
Kickstart 2021.
All right. Now we're doing it right. Are we ready? I might even keep that in the YouTubes, man. That was pretty epic giving right there. All right. All right. Let us together watch Inside Star Citizen on the Inside Star Citizen Review. I'm not quite sure what this is going to be. It says River's Edge. So, I mean, you know what it gets me hyped about when I read it? I'm thinking about, well, like water. I'm thinking about like things that we were talking about, like rivers, water, you know, like a little bit more features involved with river. I don't know if that's what it has to do with, but it would be very cool. Let's just check it out. Audio levels professional.
In Star Citizen, we have many of these huge, intricate planets.
Thank you, Kilo. Look at you, bro. Look at you, man. You're not done yet. Thank you, Kilo. Thank you, Kilo. Thank you. Thank you.
And the way that we've been able to do that is, instead of storing each vertice of the planet like you would in a traditional level editor. We store height maps and other data about the planet, and then build chunks of the planet around the player. But it did introduce the problem of us not being able to edit individual vertices of the terrain. That is where the terrain modification system comes in.
Oh, wait, it is, isn't it? Am I right? Oh my God, hold on a second. This is a great way to come back. This is a wonderful way to come back if it is about, in fact, rivers and being able to come back through and edit these features in. Wait a second.
So the terrain modification system works by placing modifiers across the planet. And when we build each chunk of the terrain, we check to see if any of the vertices intercept one of our bounding boxes. And if we do, that modifier applies a function to the Z coordinate of that vertice to offset it to a specific place that we choose. So for example, we've got here a smoothing area. We can move this around. We can see that it is smoothing out the ground.
I got a lot of catching up to do, Soviet.
Change its size.
I did not, dude.
And here I've got a crater which we could flip and turn into a push-pull. We could change the scale and so on. And that's all happening by intercepting the mesh building system and applying offsets based on
Okay. Call me. Okay, so here's what I got to say about this editor, right? It would be great if these tools were available for us when we put down our outposts. Just saying. I know that's probably never going to happen. But I'm just saying, I know you watch, guys. I know you watch, all right, Cloud Imperium. I know this is a big ask. You know, I don't feel like we're going to get it because I feel like Chris has that lockdown control. And, you know, but here's the other thing. Please. please. That would be so cool to be able to have this feature to edit terrain and put down like our outposts, but ahead of time do all these edits, right? I'm just saying. Right. I have to put that out there. I don't know if this has been talked about yet. You know, probably not, as we're usually the first to talk about it, and then everybody does videos on these ideas, which is the way. This is the way where people take our ideas and run with it like they're their own ideas. But I'm just saying, let this please be a feature for the regular gamer to use to plan out future outposts, please. Okay, done.
To each vertex within that box. We can use this on any scale we like, so from a very small scale like this to a much bigger scale like this over here. So if I decide I want to place my outpost over here, the first thing I do is I put a smoothing area down. I integrate that into the terrain so that it looks good. I can play with all the different settings to tweak the roll-off and the radius of the smoothing area. And then I can go in and I can put my outpost down, and we can see that that's come in very flat. There's no clipping with the terrain, and it all looks very natural and embedded instead of kind of like terrain
terraforming for hashtag terraforming for the gamers. That's too long of a hashtag, isn't it? We need something catchy. We need something catchy right here so that we get these kind of high level access editing features. We need something. Hashtag terraform for the something that rhymes with form. I don't know. We need something like this.
Pads. So we can integrate our smoothing areas even more in with the terrain by using a noisy edge instead of just having a spherical one. So this smoothing area here has a noise function applied to its radius, so we get this kind of like crinkly effect. And when I embed that into the ground, we don't see an obvious circle around where our outpost is. Instead, we get more natural looking crinkle around the edge of our smoothing area. The reason that we have both of these modifiers is sometimes you want to make it clear that humanity has come and shaped the terrain to be a certain way, and sometimes you just want the convenience of flat ground without it looking like it's been bulldozed by
so beautiful. That's just
JCBs.
Woo.
So using the same modification system, we can actually add water meshes to the vertexes. The first thing I did on this was a way to place river paths, because you can't start.
I feel like this is Christmas morning, man. I've been waiting for like running water and everything. What is this going to look like?
Where we're going to be able to essentially start off by placing a spring or somewhere where the water might come out of the ground. So I'm going to place that here. And you can see that it automatically starts working out the path of where the water would flow. Now it does this in steps. It looks at the direction that the water is coming from. It takes a step in that direction and works out an arc of points. And then it chooses the point on that arc that is the lowest moves there and then continues onto the next step until you get this nice flowing path. Now over here we've got a white dot, and that is because the lowest point on the arc was in fact higher than the water started with. And if you look at a river, you'll notice water doesn't travel up. So here the point is white because we're going to have to erode down the path under here for the water to have travelled to this point. We can't have it flow up on the terrain. So once we're happy with our river path, we can look at adding any contributing springs. So for example, we might have a bit more water flow coming from there, or I might choose to have a bit more water flow coming from there. And then
I'm being overloaded right now.
The rivers. What this does is it works out a more detailed path between the nodes that the river's going to take. And it also works out how much water is going to be passing through each point. So you see, if I click on this node here, we can see the size is 5. But if I go a little bit downstream, where there's going to be more rainwater collecting into the stream, the size is 17. And that will increase all the way down to the bottom where the river ends.
All right, this is going to apply towards the designers only. They will obviously not give us these editing options. That is fine. It will make it much easier for the game devs, for the designers to go in and to put these rivers in throughout a planet. So they're going to actually take the time to go in and create these rivers for us, to put them on planets. This does not just apply to water. This will also apply to lava flows. So this will also apply to anything liquidy that moves. This is awesome. This is freaking awesome. Awesome.
Once we're happy with the river system as a whole, we can place the geometry modifiers. Now the first thing this is going to do is we've placed some brown decals down to show that the terrain has changed, and we've actually modified the terrain to show the path of the river.
Nice.
As you can see, if I just turn these off, as you can see, we've got a deep trench.
Look how easy that is for them to do.
Around the river. But usually rivers have water, so let's add in some water. Now obviously this is work in progress. This is just using the sea
very
mesh,
basic right now.
But it just to prove the concept that we can have water in the basis of our rivers. But it still doesn't look quite right. If you look at a river in the wild going through any ecosystem, whether it be a forest or some fields or a desert, you'll notice that the terrain around it is different. And that
yes. This is, in fact, a lot of what they're probably going to be working on, Tech. That was a wonderful comment, dude. Thank you for making me chuckle.
Because water influences the ecosystem. We get more vegetation and growth around places where there are water. So in order to make this look as convincing as possible, we're going to experiment with adding more foliage and more ecosystem changes around the rivers. So this is just a programmer's take on this, and no artists have had any say in what I'm doing here. So by borrowing a slightly more lush preset from a different planet, we can see that we can create this really effective look around the rivers with far more trees and ground cover, just to really sell the idea that this is a river
it could be done for that. This is literally like a map designing. This is like level layering, essentially. So yeah, right, sir. This is like, you could use this for more than just rivers themselves. You could use this for roads, I'd imagine. Exactly, sir. Exactly. So, and obviously he's saying this is something that they've implemented, it looks like now is an element of game design, and that artists have not touched it yet. So, you know, what I would like to see this year is a progression where we can actually see like the artwork of the rivers. Donnie, this is great, man. This is great. What's up, Donnie? How you doing, buddy? This is very nice to come back to.
Thousands of years, and is flowing through the hills of Microtech.
You can use it for making.
So now that we've added in this ecosystem around the river, it really sells and looks like a river flowing through the hills of Microtech. This looks much more like something that's been here for thousands of years instead of just a bit of water.
Yeah.
Obviously, when the artists take a pass at this, they'll be able to get some much more suitable foliage and vegetation instead of having this awkward merge between snowy trees.
I like that this guy's
foliage.
Props to this gentleman here who's talking about the fact of all angles, man. Like he probably figured out that people were going to get upset, like, oh, that's the water. How dare it? How dare you guys do that? Like I like this dude. He's got all the angles covered. He's like, listen. I'm working on the programming here, the editor itself. Here's what we have for the tools to put down rivers. Will be great for lava. Will maybe even roads. But like this is great information, and he's saying, hey, we will make this look much more professional. Like once artists get their hands on this will look 10 times better,
The fact that we've got the tools to do this and we can do it procedurally just with a few clicks means that these rivers could be cropping up soon on the planets.
Oh yeah,
As
soon,
a reminder,
TM.
This is a working prototype, not a finished product, and these are all engineer art
What is that
choices.
over the horizon? Well, that's like some type of... What is that over the horizon? It's a giant sphincter. Look at that. Easter egg confirmed. I didn't miss it this time. There's a sphincter. There's a sphincter. You always think I miss things. No, I didn't miss things this time. Look at that. There's a sphincter.
Rather than artist art choices. I can imagine someone screaming at me for the fact that we've got some beautiful kind of tropical trees here versus some snowy pines in the backdrop. But the fact that we can modify the ecosystem around these rivers means that we're going to be able to create some really convincing looking ecosystems.
Oh, I did miss. Wait, Soviet. Tell me a timestamp, bro, to look back on. We saw it. What did I miss? Oh no. How could I miss anything? We just saw the sphincter, for God's sake. All right, let's roll back here. All right. Hold on a second. I still missed it. Look, there's the sphincter. There's the sphincter. I didn't miss it. Did I miss something after the sphincter? I was distracted. I was distracted by the sphincter. Where did I miss?
I can imagine someone screaming at me for the fact that
tell me
we've
when
got
to
some
stop.
beautiful kind of tropical trees here versus some snowy pines in the
Soviet's
backdrop.
upset.
But the fact that we can modify the ecosystem around these rivers means that we're going to
That's
be able
pretty
to
sweet.
create
Just
some
watch.
really convincing looking ecosystems.
Oh no, what? Is there a waterfall or something? Oh, what? Ooh, yes. You want me to really like, yes.
The terrain modification tool is just one more way the
There's a
Planet Tech team
sphincter.
continues to create new technologies.
Look at the waterfall again. Look at the waterfall again. Come on, Soviet. Come on, I get it. Look at Jared looking fresh. He's like, I'm back. Hashtag Jared looking fresh. He's like, good on Jared. It looks like he's losing weight and getting healthy again. We always got to do our Jared review. He's
help
ready
our
for
artists and
2021.
designers create assets for the Star Citizen universe better and more quickly than
Good on
ever
you, Jared.
before. Now, citizens that have been around for a while know that January is planning season, where developers get together, review the lessons of the year before, and plan out their efforts for the one ahead. Now, by the time that this airs, that process is still in full swing for many teams. But we took the opportunity to chat with some of the folks that participated in this year's Combat Summit to get a sense of where their conversations went and check in before they go heads down and the process of prototyping begins.
So the theme of this year's Combat Summit was really how we give the player control over all the systemic features we have in the game.
What we want is an environment where things make sense.
That choice allows players to approach different missions and different scenarios in different ways, and even the same scenario in different ways, which really expands the feel and the options players have.
The main reason why we created a Combat Summit was to include more people from multiple departments of the company that have a stake or an interest in space combat.
It helps gather outside data into one kind of focus point.
We can kind of figure out the core problems that we have and also to kind of come up with solutions for those problems.
It's very important to go away and come up with different solutions, test them out, see which ones are fun, see which ones play well with other features.
Since last year's summit was so successful, we're in a good position to go forward into this year's summit.
Building upon the work we did in the last one.
In this year's Combat Summit, we talked a lot about combat geometry, which is how ships fly around each other during combat, how they're going to fight each other.
One of the ways we wanted to improve the current flight model was with the addition of capacitors, which will make the actions players take during a dogfight more meaningful and have more of an impact on what they see and what they do. And capacitors really do that by sort of capping some of the behaviors as well as giving you an instant visual result and instant flight result.
I wonder how that translates. I mean, I wonder how capacitors really will translate into combat. I'm not quite sure. That was kind of a gloss over. Right. I'm a little concerned about that. Yeah, exactly. See, I'm not alone here. You felt it, didn't you? Did you feel it? I felt it a little bit. I felt it. Yeah. Just let's be careful about that flight experience, team, Mr. Coulson. Okay, let's just be careful. Let's I don't want those limiters. Just be careful that capacitor doesn't stand for limiter, okay? And if it doesn't, that's cool. That's cool.
And the different behaviors of weapons and how they interact with shields and ballistic armor.
We're not aiming for a meta build gameplay, right? We want each weapon to feel different and to have a different role,
which they've done successfully so far.
How we kind of move the roles forward on the ships and make the most of the features that we have to kind of realize the roles on ships, and for those to mean more in the PU.
It could, sir.
Choices you make of what ship you want.
I'm very excited to get some of those sort of ironed out and to get those feelings of those ships so that
yes,
without looking at the label of the ship, that you're definitely in something like a light fighter.
We're just focusing on how to make those roles mean more to the player so they can make more meaningful, informed decisions.
So it was a really important discussion on those things, and they all kind of relate to one another, and we have to move them together forward.
All right, I want more discussion and debate on this from Jared. Like this is kind of like maybe the introduction into a larger discussion to be had within the Star Citizen community, because I know a lot of us would like to join in on something like this. This is kind of glazing the surface of possible future changes that could affect combat experiences, which is really important, especially in our community. So I would like a lot more focus on this now that we've talked about this. I would definitely like the people at Cloud Imperium, Jared, and others that are involved with the content to focus on this. Maybe this is a good thing to focus on moving forward. And of course, our number one concern is stability. We will say it until we are blue in the face. That is the word in 2021, and you notice that's catching on. You see that catching on. The stability movement is happening. It's happening. Stability is coming because we're saying it. The more that we say stability, the more it's in the hashtag, in the focus. You understand? Stability. Thank you, Killian. Thank you. We will not stop talking about it. For the average everyday gamer, stability equals stability, and we've been talking about it, and we're going to continue to talk about it through 2021 until people are just like, wow, this guy only talks about one thing.
In one kind of
sphincter stability.
Uses the best kind of maneuverability moving forward to understand really the impact of these changes as well.
So now we have a big bunch of work in front of us, right? We have action points, what we want to do. So the next step for us is prototyping.
A big risk when you're prototyping several solutions is the fact that one might not fit with another solution.
What we cannot tell right away, which of these measures are gonna work and which won't.
If they implement capacitors to be sections of ship that function in a matter of speaking in terms of engineering, then I would probably dig capacitors. if they link capacitors with the items in the ship that like could actually what we looked at in terms of like the electrical layouts and ships when it came to security, and did that and mimicked that kind of game design into capacitors for their ships for PvP, especially in regards to larger ships and being able to shut down portions of ship, whether it be engines or weaponry or, you know, anything involved with you know, a ship's functioning in terms of combat, then you might have me sold. But don't overcomplicate it. Like it just makes me worried. I start to hear about this and I feel like, you know, things are going to get muddled. So, you know, let's just keep it simple. Let's keep it clean. I think capacitors should, you know, if we're talking about putting capacitors into the game, it should literally be like functions of the ship, and then perhaps the ability to disable those particular functions. Not too simple that it's so that it, right. We're not talking we're not talking No Man's Sky simple. Right. Red Bear's right. We're not talking No Man's Sky simple. We're not talking those types of games simple. We don't want that. Right. But we don't want it so complex off the grid that it's a limiter. And that could very well be something that they could look into Oz as well. Right. Because the OP-ness of larger ships. Right. That could be something as well. It could act as a right. That's a good idea, sir. These are great ideas. See, now we're percolating. I like that you guys are talking about this. This is why I think this is important moving forward. We're just getting the icing. We're not getting the cake. We need the whole cake. I don't even think they know what the cake is.
We're testing all these features together to make sure that we're picking the right solution.
Right. Exactly, Donnie. Right.
Now, we'll learn more about the resulting new features that arise from the Combat Summit throughout the remainder of this year as they're being developed. So,
Jack, can I show you one more thing that I've been messing around with?
Sure, Will. Just don't get me in trouble.
So here I've put together our grenade launcher with a crater modifier just to see what we could do with this. And now when I fire
that would be...
a grenade
Wait, I want to see this real quick. But yeah, that as well. J-Dub says, serious, no capacitor shielding, yes or no? That would be cool for me. Like, as long as it's each capacitor is dealing with ship function, then we're okay. Then I will be okay with the capacitor kind of design that we're going with here. You know? Also, Boba says, I just don't want to see SC turn into Eve. I don't either in terms of PvP. However, I do want to see SC turn into Eve when it comes to economy. Just saying. And we need much more on the economy front. And I'm looking forward to any more information about the economy. You know how I am.
Launcher, we get a nice little dent in the terrain where I've fired it. We can essentially go and create some craters. Obviously, this is me messing around. This isn't something that's in game, but just something that
terrain deletion with weaponry, because he's functioning the editing tool in with the weaponry. You could then make something correlate in terms of the amount of damage per the weapon. I dig that. Yeah. Keep that in. Now, of course, this is like first pass, everybody. So I know everybody's going to get freaked out because they're going to be like, look at what that did. That's not even that great in graphics and that shouldn't do that and blah, 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 blah. No. All we're showing here for people that are just joining the conversation is just what could happen. And I like this as long as they level it with the actual damage output of the weapon system. This is actually very cool. Yeah. Or ships crashing. Right, exactly. I love this idea. We need this to be put into the game. This is wonderful. This is exciting. So he's using the editing tool and he's showing you that it can be paired in with actual damage from weaponry. I love this. I want more of this. Tweak it. Graphics. Weapons to damage to actual editing on the terrain. Love it. Scorch marks. Bombs. Yes. See you, Kilo. We're probably wrapping up here soon anyway,
I've
bro.
been having a little bit of fun with. Hopefully, we'll be able to use something like this.
Thank you
in
for the love
future,
today,
but
Kilo.
No promises. This is just a bit of fun.
So what did we learn about this week? Well, we learned the plateaus can be a good thing when they allow designers to place outposts anywhere they want. That a river may run through it, but the next step is to always, always, always replace that programmer art. That each summit builds upon the successes of the last, and that the work of honing Star Citizen's combat experience continues. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. We'll see you all.
All right. Nice comeback. Nice comeback. Nice comeback. I like it. That was nice. I mean, like, for the longest time, that was like the biggest thing that people would glom onto. Oh, rivers. Oh, moving water, blah, 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 blah. Well, here we go, man. We like it. We like it. Oh, Papa, what's up, Papa? How you doing, buddy? I'm just about ending the show. He's coming in with a Viking charge. I just saw the last episode of Vikings, man. Oh, man. I mean, how long was Vikings, for God's sake? Thank you, Papa. Yeah. We just hit the end, man. You just hit the end of the show. Hello, everybody from Papa. You've hit DG360 from the generosity of Papa, but I am ending the show. Thank you. Please consider joining the channel and the fam. We always have good times here. Just got done watching the Inside Star Citizen show on the Inside Star Citizen review. Lots of talking, lots of fun, lots of good times had here tonight. Thank you, Killian. And thank you, everybody, for all the support. I'm going to try and get on a stream as soon as possible. I will try tomorrow. I will keep people posted in the Discord. If you are not a part of the Discord, please join us. I will become much more prevalent and content available for you all going forward here. There's just been a lot happening in real life, and I will talk about it on the next DG in the morning stream, which hopefully will be tomorrow. So we've got a lot to talk about. I've got a lot to talk about in the real. I got a lot to vent to you guys. It's going to be a fun show on our first DG in the morning. Hopefully we can do it tomorrow. Thanks, everybody, for joining me tonight. Thank you, Anarchy. I know you've been waiting patiently, bro. Oh, man. It is so nice to be back with you guys. I'm telling you what. I'm telling you. Oh, look at that. 35 subs. We're near the 50 mark again, and we're going to give out an Amazon gift card. Awesome. All right. Looking good. All right, guys. Pretty successful. Pretty good time. I will see you guys later. We're going to post this on the YouTubes. Don't forget to share and like when you see it on YouTube. Help out the community. Help out the fam. Thanks, everybody. I will be posting a giveaway video shortly as well within the next week or two. We'll get another giveaway out, and I've got a lot of podcasts and stuff I've got recorded that I'm going to be working on as well. So I'm doing things. Good night. See you, Jay. See you, everyone who showed up. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the next vid or stream, hopefully soon. Don't forget that badge.